Hi, and welcome to Messenger-Based Sales 2021. My name is Jacqueline Phillips, and I'm the head of brand and product at AMO CRM. Our team is so excited to be bringing you this live event where we'll share our biggest updates and hear from some amazing guest experts about the future of business messaging, plus some best practices for attracting, nurturing, and winning customers in 2022. And make sure to stick around to the end of the speech because our partnership team has some groundbreaking changes to announce. Now, as many of you know, AMO CRM hasn't always focused on MBS. In fact, when we launched more than a decade ago, our four founders weren't even thinking about messengers. They created AMO CRM to be an easy-to-use CRM focused on lead management. And as we've grown and developed, we've never let go of the core idea that we want to help small businesses and we want to be easy to use. Now, to really help small businesses, our CRM has to be powerful. And walking the tightrope between providing a lot of features but still being easy to use has been one of our biggest challenges in product development. Sometimes we have to make the hard choice to develop features that we know will have a steep learning curve. Because at the end of the day, our main goal is to give small businesses the tools to push ahead of what their competitors are doing, to have that edge. And when it comes to small businesses, in nearly every case we've seen, they're created and run by people with a passion who want to share their expertise with their community. Whether that's designing interiors, repairing cars, bringing solar power to homes, or a million other things. And these business owners have so many things to juggle. Of course, they don't have time to keep up with the latest business software. That's why we know we can only succeed with an amazing network of expert partners. Because if all it takes to give small businesses that edge is implementing some new tools and processes, then let's do it. We'll put out the powerful features and then match that small business with an expert partner. One of these moments came in 2015 when we released Digital Pipeline. The leadership at AMO CRM had rightly predicted the potential for small businesses to automate. And when businesses save hours every week, eliminating repetitive routine tasks, that gives employees more headspace to think about bigger problems and more time to accomplish bigger goals. And that translates to more revenue. After all, sales teams always perform better when they're actually selling, not filling in spreadsheets and transferring this bit of data from one document to another. Digital Pipeline was a really novel idea. Instead of just making text-based rules, we actually placed the rules within the pipeline board where you were working, and we color-coded them so you could automate your process while looking at it, not imagining it in your mind. In 2015, there was no such thing, and I personally still haven't seen a more user-friendly way to plan an automated sales pipeline. Now, fast forward to 2018, and we saw another trend emerging, the rise of messaging for business. So we pivoted our product. Of course, we would still keep developing automation, but that year at AMOConf in San Francisco, we announced our new focus would become messenger-based sales. We rolled out the ability to connect the most popular chat apps to AMO CRM, just like you could already do with email and phone. And we invested in our sales bot, an assistant that could help you chat, fill in your client's profile, set tasks, and more. And messenger-based sales was what so many businesses were waiting for. Since shifting to MBS, our user base has skyrocketed. And it's only logical. More than 175 million people chat with businesses on WhatsApp every day. And out of Facebook's nearly 3 billion users, 2/3 visit at least one business page per week. But most CRMs still haven't done anything about this trend. And there's a few reasons for that. Either they're too gigantic, so they only invest in the safe, less creative features that are guaranteed to succeed, or they don't care about the global market. For example, they just focus on the USA, where messaging apps take a backseat to text messaging and calling. Or they might even throw their users a small bone with live chat, but they don't actually connect any real messenger apps. And as a result, most sales teams are effectively cut out of the conversation. Marketing engages with messengers, but then they pass the potential customer to the sales team, and CRMs don't give any tools to keep chatting. So many teams turn to either using their personal accounts, buying a second tool in addition to their CRM, or even worse, asking the lead to switch from the chat that they love to phone or email. But this moment, the one where the potential customer is shifted from one person to another, is critical. It has to have as little friction as possible, because otherwise it becomes a moment of tension, a moment of seeing that your brand doesn't have a smooth process. And it gives the feeling that your employees don't really care. At AMO CRM, we think there's no reason for sales to miss out on this critical moment, and that's why we want your sales team to be able to take over the conversation without missing a beat. Our CRM connects all of your channels, so small and medium businesses can thrill their customers with an awesome buying experience that keeps them coming back for more. We are so excited to show you a lot of new updates to AMO CRM that will bring you into 2022 and make it your best year for sales yet. So stick around for loads of new features, exciting updates to the partnership program, and of course, an incredible lineup of speakers from some of our favorite messaging brands.
Thank goodness for AMO CRM, the all-in-one sales and communications platform for professionals who didn't know they needed one. Bombarded with notifications, AMO CRM makes staying on top of every customer message easy. It connects all your sales channels, emails, calls, SMS, chats, and more into one gorgeous platform, and provides complete visibility into your sales pipeline while assigning every potential customer to someone on your team. No more, oops, I forgot. Use AMO CRM for everything, from automatically creating lead profiles to measuring and boosting your team's performance, to keeping your business running 24/7 with a friendly AI sales bot. No coding required. It's for real estate agents, event planners, lawyers, and every other kind of small business. Plus, AMO CRM integrates with the tools you already use. Simply sign up for your free trial, customize your sales pipeline, connect your lead source channels, and invite your team to the AMO CRM party. Get started today by going to amocrm.com and start your 14-day free trial. AMO CRM. Transform conversations into customers.
We're kicking off our updates with an absolutely new section, chats. Chats are a better way of managing all your important conversations. Inside this section, the Inbox tab offers a familiar view to all of our Messenger app lovers out there, giving you a list of your chats on the left and opening up a full lead card upon click, with the option to collapse the side panel so your full focus is on the chat at hand. This new section is perfect for those of you who are juggling multiple conversations simultaneously, especially if you're using more than one Messenger channel. Let's take a look. With one click, I can go from answering a client in WhatsApp to sending another client a text message to replying to a lead Facebook comment. And since we know our customers are all about saving time, we've added shortcuts to the action box for you. One of the big reasons we love the new chat section is because it brings notifications to the forefront of your attention. No matter where you are in the CRM, you'll see a badge indicating new incoming messages. And the notification center, where messages used to be hidden, is now only reserved for system messages. Plus, to make sure you always have the right conversation in front of you, we've added search and filters. So when I'm searching for a particular conversation I know I had, the search bar makes quick work of it. I also love this feature, the ability to sort by longest wait, which pushes the clients I've made wait the longest for an answer to the top of my inbox. You can also set up all kinds of complex custom filters too, like all of the conversations that a particular user contributed to. Or all of the unanswered conversations that I am responsible for. These inbox filters are great for managers who want to keep an eye on their team's workload and performance. And speaking of performance, we've made sure to surface those insights on the dashboard with conversational widgets. So remember that filter that we set up, the one that shows how many leads I haven't answered yet? I only have to set it up once. If you save it as a dashboard widget, you can come back to it anytime and check it in real time. In addition to giving you the ability to create your own custom conversational widgets, we've already added our favorite preset widgets on the dashboard to help your team win at messenger-based sales. These include ongoing conversations, unanswered conversations, median reply time, and longest awaiting reply. But this new chat section isn't just for communicating with leads and customers. You'll also notice that we've added a tab for mentions and team chat. Here, I'll see all the messages from team members or bots who want to draw my attention to a particular lead card, as well as all of the one-to-one messaging and group chats that aren't connected to any particular lead. Support chat has been moved here too, helping you find support whenever you need it most. Admins will also have a tab for all of their chat tools. These have been moved from settings and digital pipeline to give you a shortcut to the features you need and make it easy for AMO CRM users to get started right here in the chat section. Here, you can connect all of your messaging channels to your inbox and set up templates and bots for the whole team. But let's talk about bots for a second. At AMO CRM, it is so important to us that our customers feel confident building and using bots, no matter how much technical knowledge they have. And we're here to say you don't have to be a programmer. If you have ever talked to a customer before, you can build a bot. With our visual bot builder, all you need to do is think of the steps a conversation should take. That's it. And to make it even easier to get started, we're so excited to introduce presets. Presets are pre-built, automatically launched bots that can be used by any kind of business. For example, take this one. It routes the conversation to the right user. These are the perfect foundation for users to dip their toes into the world of bot building. All you have to do is tweak it to make it your own. So I've got my bot ready, but how can I launch it? Previously, there was only one way to automatically launch bots. They needed to be in a specific stage inside your sales pipeline. But now, we're bringing SalesBot to the inbox. Thanks to the new conversational triggers and conditions we've added to the inbox, SalesBot isn't stuck inside the sales pipeline anymore. It can work for any lead in any pipeline at any stage, simply based on what's going on in the conversation. So that preset bot that I just chose, I don't have to wait for the lead to move to a certain stage. It can execute for all leads with a certain condition and trigger. Now, preset bots already have the condition and trigger filled in for you, so you just need to check if it's right for you. I also want to make sure that this message is left unanswered after the bot is launched. That way, it's obvious a human should continue the conversation. So I'll leave this option toggled on. These new triggers and conditions give you a lot more freedom to automate with bots, and we've added quite a few. Just look at these. SalesBot in the inbox opens the door to so many opportunities for marketing, lead nurture, follow-up, customer care, and even retargeting. And the fact that they stand alone from digital pipeline, well, it also means that you don't need to set up a pipeline to start using bots. So if you haven't defined your sales process yet, or if you're a marketer or support specialist who doesn't even use the pipeline, you don't have to wait to start using bots. And there's more, because the most incredible example of what conversational bots unlock is broadcasting. To do a broadcast, first, I need to choose my recipients. So I'll head over to my pipeline and use filters to narrow down my audience. In this case, I'd like to send a broadcast to everyone with a VIP tag. With my filter on, I'll just head over here, there we go, and choose New Broadcast. Now, the broadcast can either be a message, and you can use dynamic fields which pull information from the lead card. You can also add buttons, and you'll see a little preview over here, or you can launch a sales bot. I'm going to choose my special offer bot. Head over to the next screen, and I'll enter my broadcast's name. In this case, it's going to be a Black Friday deal. And I'll choose to start that broadcast not now, but on Black Friday, the 26th, and send that at 9 a.m. And finally here, you can review the settings you've chosen before you hit finish. Once you're on the broadcasting page, you can see all of your scheduled broadcasts, any ongoing broadcasts that you've already got going on, and your completed broadcasts. So that means that you can send personalized mass messaging campaigns to highlight all of your offers and announcements. But our bot updates aren't only about what you can do once you've built a bot. We've also updated what the bot itself can do. Let's take a look. We've powered up bots with a heck of a lot more actions. So you can add a task, send an email, mark a conversation closed, and a whole lot more. Now, we know that many of our partners have already come up with the perfect bot for their customers, and they spend a lot of time replicating it for each one of their clients. And that's why we've added the ability to import and export bots. This means you can easily transfer your favorite bots from one account and tweak them for that particular client. So over here in this other account, here's my favorite bot. I will just export. And once I'm back in my first account, I'll head over to Templates and Bots again, and I can easily import the bot that I just got from my other account. There it is. Now, no talk about chatbots would be complete without discussing AI. For those of you new to AMO CRM, our AI power-up can detect a lead or customer's intentions and launch a corresponding sales bot. Let's say I want to launch my catering services bot whenever someone shows an interest in getting me to cater an event. The AI power-up is in the settings section of your chat tools. I'll start by adding an intention name, in this case, catering. I already have a list of keywords and phrases which indicate an intention for someone to order my catering. We recommend that you use a keyword list of at least 10. Then I'll choose the action, my catering bot, and finally I'll set my threshold. So the threshold basically is how much a client's message needs to match the database. A low percentage means that you don't care as much about accuracy. So messages that will sort of match will probably launch an action. But on the other hand, a high percentage means that accuracy is very important. So the message should be very close to the data set in order to launch an action. I'll go with 60% because it's a pretty balanced amount of accuracy, and that's what I always choose. And then finally, I'll expand the database with synonyms using AI. So now, whenever I receive a message that shows the intention, Let's see if we've got one. Ta-da, the bot was launched. We are so proud of our new chat section, and you know what goes hand in hand with it? WhatsApp. As one of the most important conversational channels around the globe, companies of all shapes and sizes rely on WhatsApp for communicating with leads and customers at every step of the buying journey. And that's why there's no one-size-fits-all WhatsApp solution. In some businesses, WhatsApp is only a small part of an omni-channel solution. Other businesses focus exclusively on WhatsApp and deal with massive amounts of messages per day. Some specialists use their own WhatsApp accounts on their own phones, while others stick to a branded WhatsApp for Business account. We've been working hard to add even more WhatsApp solutions for different kinds of businesses. For our small companies out there, we're excited to announce WhatsApp for Small Businesses 2.0. This incredible update starts with multi-device mode, which considers AMO CRM as one of your devices. That means you won't get disconnected if your phone dies or loses access to Wi-Fi. And it also means you can add more than one phone number, so the whole team can connect their accounts through this one integration. Then in the lead card, when it's time to reply, you can easily switch between whichever WhatsApp account you prefer. In this case, I've chosen support. Multiple phone numbers works for WhatsApp for Small Business and Twilio already. Plus, we've added it to our API, so developers can add multiple sources to any channel they want. This is an amazing update for companies who have bought multiple WhatsApp numbers for their team members. But what about teams who are using their personal WhatsApp phone numbers? You definitely don't want your chat with grandma or anyone else popping up in the CRM. And that's why we came up with WhatsApp Sidebar. Sidebar users can chat using their personal accounts in WhatsApp Web, and only the conversations that they select will be synced with the CRM. For companies who rely on WhatsApp more heavily, we've added more options to our lineup of WhatsApp business providers. In addition to services like Twilio, we're adding Gupshup, a pioneer in conversational messaging, and Xavier, the most popular provider in Brazil. And for all of you WhatsApp business users, we also wanted to help put your approved templates at your fingertips. In the lead card, you can send templates not only created in AMO CRM, but also those you've approved in Gupshup, Twilio, or Xavier. And what you can do manually, you can also automate. So SalesBot can send an approved template when the time is right. And in addition to WhatsApp, we're so excited to grow the omni-channel family with 3 new amazing integrations: Apple Messages for Business, Google Business Messages, and Instagram Comments. So in a few months, we'll be able to offer you Apple Messages for Business, which is going to give your leads and customers a stunning buying experience that goes from messaging you for the first time to booking time on your schedule to buying goods and more, all in conversations logged right in the lead card. And for those of you who are looking for new sources of exposure, Google Business Messages can help you generate more leads by adding a chat button to your Google My Business profile, so that when people search for you on Maps, they can reach out and the message lands right in your inbox, where you or SalesBot can start engaging. Now, our Instagrammers out there have been waiting for this one. Our official Instagram integration already syncs your messages and replies to stories, but now we're adding comments to your arsenal. It works just like in Facebook. When someone writes a comment, it'll land in your inbox and pipeline as a new lead. Or if there's already a lead profile, the comment will be added to the lead card. After that, you'll be able to reply as a DM. And over in the lead's bio, you'll see name, link to the profile, and an avatar. We've seen marketers use this as a smart way of drumming up excitement on organic posts and ads. And our integrations don't stop there. We're bringing you a Slack integration that pushes all of your important conversations to Slack, where you can answer in an instant. It works by allowing you to set up custom notification segments so that when a lead from that segment starts a conversation, you'll be notified. And if you click, you'll create a new private channel for chatting, which is synced perfectly with AMO CRM. We've also got updates to phone integrations, bringing you VoIP from Xavier, Call Hippo, as well as updates to AirCall. Now, While building all these new integrations, we were spending a lot of time in our integration marketplace, and things were looking a bit dated. We know the marketplace is a big deal for so many of our partners and customers, and that's why we're so excited to roll out our new integration marketplace. We have recategorized our apps to make it easier to find what you need, and added collections so that new and not so new users can find what they're looking for easier, as well as added a sort feature. Plus, for all of you creators out there, we've added statistics to the widgets you've developed. That way, you'll be able to measure the performance of what you've built. We're sure that this update is going to make the marketplace a much more attractive place for developers to showcase their creations and for customers to connect their favorite apps. But now I'll hand it over to our head of partnerships, Damian.
Hi, I'm Damian, head of the partnership program at AMOS. I'm so excited that you're joining us for Messenger-Based Sales 2021, and I am proud that a large portion of our audience today is made up of new and veteran partners alike. In the past year, our family has massively expanded, and we now have 610 partners worldwide. Our most rapid growth in Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, and Ecuador. Partner sales have also been on the rise. Compared to last year, partners earned an incredible 395% more. Now, the partnership program is the cornerstone of our growth strategy. We rely on them as an extension of our own team, and we know that we cannot scale without them. In exchange, they gain another income stream and source of clients. So, how does it work? Our expert partners are digital agencies, solopreneur specialists, and even influencers who sell AMOS to their clients and take a 35% cut. On top of that, partners usually bundle that with their own offerings, keeping 100% of those profits. This could be services like consulting, CRM customization, or integration with the client's existing tools, for example. Once a partner has reached Tier 2 by making $10,000 in sales, they unlock an amazing perk. Their revenue share increases from 35% to 50%. This year, 2 partners have reached Tier 2, and we have 3 more partners just inches away from achieving the status before the year ends. When you become a partner, you join a community. We always hoped that our partners would network, but we never predicted how much they would come together to support one another. We've seen partners cooperate to help each other's clients, make introductions to accelerate another partner's career, and even become their mentors. For us, there is no doubt that this program is working, and that's why AMOS is committed to helping it grow. Now, here are the ways we're doing that. First, when a customer is asking for a complex solution or a lot of coaching, we automatically offer them to our expert partners. In addition, we already help partners gain more clients by offering warm leads. So that is, when we are assigning incoming potential customers to our sales team, we randomly select some leads that we then release to our partners instead. We also want to help partners get more exposure. One of our newest initiatives is called Partner Masterclasses. Partners record a video of them telling an interesting case which shows off their expertise. And we then edit the video, post it on YouTube, and share it. But it gets even better. We have just started a pilot program where we invest in advertising our partners on Facebook at no cost to you. And it's working. Participating partners have gained new clients because of these ads. Finally, I have a big announcement for new partners. We know that it can be incredibly hard to gain traction when you're first starting out. So, to help you get your business off the ground, we have a huge super bonus for you. You get to keep 100% of your first sale, no strings attached. Now, on average, our partners do around $400 per sale and keep 35%, plus whatever fees they charge for their services. So if you're bringing home 100% on the first sale, you really have an opportunity here to quickly earn some seed money for your business. In the end, from all of us at the partnership team, we're rooting for your success. Make sure to follow us on social media, it's AMO Partners, and enjoy the rest of our event.
Thanks, Damian, and thank you so much for joining us and taking part in the messaging revolution. The new version of AMO CRM has just dropped, so please log in, explore, and let us know what you think. But don't go anywhere just yet, because the event has just begun. In a few seconds, our amazing lineup of speakers will take over. Thanks again for being with us, and enjoy the rest of Messenger-Based Sales 2021.
Hey, everybody. I hope you're having a great day, evening, or afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is David, and I'm here from Meta to talk to you about how business messaging can really help to transform your business, as well as give you some tips to do so, whether you're using Instagram, Messenger, or WhatsApp. I'll talk a little bit about how businesses and people are really shifting in the way they communicate, and expectations are changing as a result as well. So it's really important as you think about your communication with your customers on these types of channels, you have a plan and a strategy for how to best do it, whether you're driving sales, providing support, or doing a little bit of both. Providing a good customer experience is really the benchmark of what we should be doing. And again, a customer experience doesn't only mean that's post-purchase. That's from the very first interaction you've had with the customer all the way to the last. And a lot of times what it really comes down to is setting the expectation with your customers. When a business has the right channels and the channels that people want to speak to them with, that really is how you start to drive success from the very first moment. It doesn't matter whether they're making a purchase or coming with a complaint, or maybe they just want to say thanks for an awesome product. You want to make sure that you can be where they are, when they want it, and that they're going to get a response. And really, this has continued to evolve over time. Businesses understand the value of communication, and they're always adapting, right? Years ago, there wasn't email support or web chat support. We used to call businesses, and that was the only way to get in touch with them. And as businesses continue to meet their customers where they are, they also need to evolve how they do that and what it means to meet a customer where they are. What's interesting is that actually today, the average business relies on about 6 to 7 different channels just to communicate and keep up with their customers. That's a lot of work that all of you watching today have to think about. And so I want to help make it easier to talk about how messaging specifically can actually solve for almost every use case for you. On the other side of the coin, of course, is the customer themselves. And most people, they'll really highlight what a business is lacking, right? And when Twilio actually ran a survey across the US, the UK, and Australia, they actually saw that while 7 in 10 businesses think they're doing a good job, only 2 out of 10 customers agree. What that means is there's obviously a disconnect here, and we need to think about how we have these discussions, where we have these discussions, and ultimately, what are the tools that you should be using, like AMO CRM, and the things that we offer through our APIs in order to make those experiences seamless, fast, and ultimately get a good outcome for both you and your customers. And it's really important to recognize that communication doesn't equal connection. You have to build that connection. Just offering the channel is not enough. And I think most of us, we know that, right? When we think about the experiences that we have as a customer, when I'm on the other side and I need to make an update to a product that I ordered, or I need to change a booking, or something happened on the way and I really need help, I've been on the other side, right? As we all have. And when we look at traditional experiences and the ways we can communicate today, phone, email, on website chat, they all have their kind of pros and cons, right? Whether it's long hold times, waiting for a response, maybe sometimes you just want to hear somebody's voice and that's really important to you. And so we've all been there and we all think about, all right, what is the fastest way to get my problem solved? Or what is the fastest way to order the product that I want? And so I think that, again, business messaging and these types of services can really reshape the way you and your customers have those interactions. What I think is really important is that we all want a communication with the business today. We all expect, I should say, the communication we have with the business to be the same as what we have when we speak to friends and family. When I message my mom on WhatsApp or Messenger, if she gets back to me in like 2 days, I need to check in that she's all right. I'm not just worried about, okay, is she getting my message or seeing it, right? I want to know what's happening. Or when I share a funny joke with my friends and they don't answer for like 5 hours, I get a little worried that maybe I missed the mark. And so I think that it's important that we understand that today your customers have that same expectation of you as a business. It's not just about, hey, how can I send you a message and I'm going to message you there and then I'm just going to sit and wait. I want that fast response. I want to know that you saw the message, that you have solutions for me to help answer them. And it's really, really important that we think about that when we lay out the plan and the vision for the experiences we create on the business messaging channel. The other thing to realize is that, again, it's not just for care. People also want to shop when they can message a business as well. They want to be able to ask questions and do pre-sale type work and activity with that business. It's really, really important. If I have a quick question and I'm not at a store where I can walk up to an agent and say, hey, I wondered if you have this in my size. Do you have another type or color in the back maybe? I want to be able to do that in a business message the same way, right? We all order things online now. And so I would expect that a business who is driving sales is going to be able to answer my questions, not just after the fact, but also before. Now, I don't think any of these things are going to be big surprises to all of you on the call, but as we know, messaging improves those communications. It's familiar, it's convenient, and it inspires trust. When I message a business or when a consumer messages a business and that business answers them, understands their needs, and gets a quick resolution, I feel stronger about my relationship with that business. I talk about it with my friends and family. I want to do it again. I want other businesses to do the same thing. And so I think that it's really important that we always put ourselves in that position, right? Like I said, when I message my friends, if they don't answer in a certain amount of time, I start wondering what's going on. On the other side, the loyalty component is really important. And we've seen this across the board on all of our services. When a business just posts a story and the people respond, and your agents then actually answer, or you have automation set to answer the heart that they sent you about a new product launch, you're starting that relationship. You're building loyalty that extends into the order, the pre-order, and the post-purchase, right? That is how you have to think about these things. There's a connection all the way from the beginning to the very, very end. And the end hopefully comes back in a loop. And that's really important. And it's a bit new and different for all of us to think about the relationship we have with customers in this way. So now I'm going to talk about our 3 primary channels. As you know, Meta is home to 3 of the largest messaging apps in the world: Messenger, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Each one of them is different and unique, both in how customers use it and how people interact on the surfaces and what their expectations are, as well as what the APIs provide and the way we help businesses have those conversations back with their customers. Messenger makes business personal and convenient. The API is open to everybody so that you can build the experience, connect it to your Facebook page using a partner like AmmoCRM. On the other side, you have Instagram, and Instagram is a great way to connect with people and brands to inspire, to be visually exciting, and think about how you can get your customers really amped up about the products that you have and message you and want to go ahead and purchase them. And then, of course, WhatsApp is trying to help enable any person, regardless of where they are, to communicate and transact with any business. And they've built their API to really help you do that. And I'll talk a little bit about where you should think and play with each one. And of course, depending on the market that you're focused on, one of them may have more importance to you at the moment. But I still think it's important to also think about what the future holds and what customers will continue to do across all of these channels. Now, before we dive into anything, I think that it's really, really important to think about your experience in 4 steps. You want to plan what you're going to do and what you're trying to solve. You, of course, want to create the experience. Then you want to connect that experience to the right people. And I'll talk a little bit about that as it relates to each one of these platforms. And then, of course, you want to optimize. The thing that I tell partners when I meet them is try to solve one thing first. Don't dive in and say, I'm going to put my whole product catalog and we're going to make everything available from day one and it's going to be amazing. Think about that one pain point that you want to solve for your customers. Do you have a new product that maybe you want to educate them about? Or maybe you realize that customers usually reach out to you because they're having an issue with shipping and you want to get that out of the way fast so you can spend more time with the customers that have deeper or different questions. Think about that one thing, and I'm sure you can all do it. And once you've solved that, then of course you can continue to expand, and the APIs we offer can give you the full breadth of experiences that you would need to solve any issue. Again, whether it's a customer who's just starting their journey or they're at the end. But I think it's really important to think small at first to get yourself ready and able to answer your customers and have that discussion and create that loyalty from the very, very first moment you start that discussion. When it comes to Messenger, I think that a lot of people, first of all, think about the Facebook page. They think of this as the entry point. And I think it's really important to recognize that you can use other entry points, such as private replies. So when somebody comments on your page, you can send them a message. You can think about email links, using what we call m.me links to actually direct customers into a conversation with your experience. You can even put Messenger on your website through your chat plugin, which I'll talk about in a minute. But just to give you some ideas, we have the ability through m.me links, for instance, to include referral parameters. And what that means is you don't have to start somebody at the very top of the conversation. So if you think about an email that you've sent touting a new product, you can include an m.me link in there. And it has a parameter, of course, that understands that this specific email was about a product. So when a customer clicks that button and starts the conversation with you, they're not coming from the very beginning. They don't need the welcome, it's nice to meet you. You can dive right into, hey, I understand you're really excited about this new shirt. How can we help you today? Or already offer them a list and ordering options, depending, again, on the experience that you're trying to build. But it's small things like this that, again, help you take a great experience and make it even better. Now, what about the chat plugin? The chat plugin enables you to put Messenger on your website. So that experience that you've created now lives on the site itself. And what's great about that is that it can be both synchronous and asynchronous. Once a customer has come to your webpage and if they've logged in via Messenger to start that conversation will go with them through the app wherever they are. So they're no longer held to sitting at their computer and waiting for you to answer. They can get up and go about their day and continue that conversation. It, of course, also works on mobile web, so it doesn't matter where the conversation begins. And you can, again, put it on certain pages of your site. If you start on the care page versus a product page, that experience can be different. And again, that's your customer ahead. It helps them figure out, okay, you know what? This brand actually understands what I'm doing. They're not sort of sending me back or resetting me the way that you would typically think about those experiences, where it's like, hey, welcome to my page. Well, I was already on your page and I was already talking to you. So why not help the customer get a step ahead? And it's small tweaks like that, like I said, that if you think about it, it can give you a real advantage in getting a customer to close, especially if you think about a new product or something that they're about to order. Why make them go through the steps all over again? As for the chat plugin, we recently announced some new customizations as well, so that you're able to actually tweak and play with the look and feel even further to have it really fit your website experience. And we think that's really important, and we got a lot of feedback on this, so thank you for that, because I think that ultimately what we believe is that this combination of sync and async really makes a big difference when you have discussions with your customers. So think about the chat plugin, think about m.me links. These are great tools when you're trying to drive sales with customers that I think people don't fully take advantage of yet today. As we look at Instagram, it's a very similar funnel in terms of the different ways you can message a business, right? Profile posts, a shop, private messages, which I talked about. But we have other things like stories, which are incredibly popular. And as I mentioned earlier, we've seen great results with brands that reply to stories, even if it's small responses, right? Just having somebody like a story that you posted and then messaging them can create that moment of delight, which changes the way they think about and look at your business. It also helps them understand that, you know what? This is a channel that the brand is paying attention to. If I message them here, they answer me. And what we've seen as brands have started to use this API more and more is that when they start answering, people take notice. They get more messages. They create more opportunities to sell products and drive interest in their brand, because those things, it's like a snowball rolling down a hill. Others notice, hey, I saw someone else posted a comment and the brand replied, I'm going to post a comment this way too. I'm going to send them a message as well. And so it really makes a difference to use the API and to be responsive across all the different areas of the funnel. And again, when you think about pre-purchase, there's a lot that you can do to set a customer up for their success in getting what they want quickly. We have icebreakers, which enable you to set mini FAQs so that when I come in, again, I already know that I want to know about a certain size product, or I want to know something's shipping somewhere. I just tap a button and there you go. We have product templates, right? Again, Instagram, it's a visual medium. We want to make sure that it feels that way when you have the discussion too. So we have the product templates, and then of course an ability to change from a manual conversation into an automated conversation, or vice versa, via the handover protocol. So you can think about it that if a customer gets stuck or they need extra help, you can always pass them on to a human agent to have that discussion and help them with whatever it is that they might have. I've seen it in the reverse, by the way. What you may have is advisors. Let's say you have a fashion advisor. So you actually start with a more manual experience, but once the customer gets to a certain point and they want to order, well, then you can pass that on to the automation, right? So you can think about it from both sides depending on the experience that you're trying to build. Last but not least, I think it's important to think about private replies. I'm sure almost all of you are already doing this now that it's available, but we've added private replies for Instagram Live as well. What that means is that if you hold live shopping experiences on Instagram, you can now use private replies and comments in order to answer people that may be watching the experience when it's happening. And we've seen this really start to take off in some markets where I'm having a sale or I'm running something and I run a live experience. And while it's live, I have my agents or automation at the ready so that when people type a question or they want to order a product, I'm there in the moment to help do it. And we're really excited about this feature. And I'm excited to see how all of you watching today are going to start thinking about it, right? It doesn't have to be super overly produced. You can run it from your home or your shop, but it gives your customers, again, an experience and a time to watch and connect with you. And then realize that I'm not just watching. It's not a passive activity. I can take part in the conversation. And that is the really, really important part of connecting the messaging experience to the other pieces of your overall strategy and planning. Now I'm going to move to WhatsApp. As we think about WhatsApp, again, most people first think about the phone number. But ultimately, like the other channels, we offer tools that you can use to encourage customers to start the conversation with you. It can be as simple as a QR code that links right into the chat. You can put links on your pages, like your customer care page or in-app links. Those can be used in all kinds of surfaces. We can add links in Facebook ads or stories, as well as Ivr Deflection, which, depending on the size and scale of your company, might be really useful. Ivr Deflection means that when a person is waiting on the phone for you, you might actually be able to say, listen, we don't have agents available on the phone now, but we might be able to solve your problems via chat. And then you direct them into the chat instead. And we've seen all of these entry points really, really work well, depending on the circumstance that you have, because the key is Again, how do we get that customer into the right place quickly and efficiently? Something we launched pretty recently on the WhatsApp side that I think is really, really useful is lists. Instead of sending these sort of press one, press two, right, really emulating the old school phone experience, we now have what we call list messages, which means you can aggregate those things into a list like you see on the screen. And then from there, tap what you want and continue the conversation. Of course, you use that in conjunction with our buttons and replies so that you can create an automated experience that allows a customer to go in, look for something, get an answer quickly. We also have what we call product lists. So on the e-com side, you can create lists of products. And what that means is, again, if you want to have a list of all your shirts because somebody came in, you can have that list pop up, the customer can tap it, and then they can move forward. Of course, that's connected to the commerce APIs and other APIs we have on that side of the house. So it all fits together really, really neatly for your business as well as for your customers. Short example of this that you can see is lead generation for, let's say, a car company, right? So I'm going in, I want to look at a specific model or style of car, and there I have it as a list. Further than that, you can actually use the list for appointment booking. So now I've shown the times and I've helped the customer go from having to wait on the phone and calling the dealership or asking all of these questions to saying, hey, in about 4 or 5 taps, I've now understood about the specific vehicle and I've made an appointment to go give it a test drive. So it's small tweaks, ways you can put these things together that really help make a better experience. So with that, I think that it's really important to remember that good communication is critical to the customer experience at all parts of the experience. Whether it's a new person asking a question because they saw your IG live, or it's a repeat customer who wants to just say, this is awesome, I really appreciate everything that you've been doing for me. I believe that it's super important to remember that messaging apps, they make it simple to deliver customer conversations that build stronger customer connections at all parts of the funnel. And if you really think about it and you nail that extra little thing that you wanted to do via these types of tools, you can completely transform the experiences that people have with your business. And we all know that anybody that has a good experience with your business then can become a cheerleader, a supporter, and ultimately someone that just loves working and doing business with you and wants to do it again and again. Thank you so much for joining today. Really excited to be here and looking forward to seeing what all of you are going to do next across all of these surfaces.
Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about how you can capitalize on key trends in business messaging. My name's Chris Pawinski, and I'm a senior product marketing manager at Twilio. I focus specifically on our advanced messaging initiatives. Today we're going to cover a few things I'm really excited about. First, the evolution of customer relationships. Second, shifting consumer preferences, especially as it relates to messaging. Third, we'll talk about what the term messaging actually means. And the spoiler alert, as I'm sure you all know, is it means more than ever. That's why we're here. Fourth, I'll walk through the new interesting entry points we're seeing with starting conversations through messaging. And fifth, we'll talk about messaging across the customer journey, covering how to approach it and those best practices. I want to start with the reinvention of customer relationships in this digital era. Everyone has talked about digital transformation, but what does that mean? And where are we going? For the past decade, we've watched companies across every industry transform their business models with digital technology. When it comes to the digital communications and messaging, there was a significant amount of digital augmentation to evolve in-person and phone strategies. There's new touch points on the support side, even things as simple as logging a support ticket. There was web chat for more instantaneous support, including automation with chatbots to make the experience even more streamlined. But what we're finding today is there's this other shift that's occurring, and that's the shift to digital first. This is where consumers want almost every interaction to be digital first. and especially on mobile. They want to build long-term digital relationships with the brands they trust. They expect every interaction they need to really be through digital channels. And they expect these interactions to be treated as one ongoing conversation. It's a consistent conversation with them as a customer. So with that, we're seeing the shift from digital augmentation to digital first. But let's look a little deeper at what this means. What does it mean to move from digital augmentation to digital first? Well, it's an evolution from traditional channels to private messaging applications. When faced with the choice, 75% of consumers indicated they would prefer to engage with a brand over private messaging channels than traditional channels. It's also moving from support tickets to new entry points with solutions like QR codes and the ability to message from search, maps, ads, and more. And it's moving from voice and text to interactive experiences with features like emojis, quick replies, location, even things like group messaging and carousels or product catalogs. But why is this happening? Put simply, consumer preferences have shifted and they continue to shift and evolve, and they do so quickly. Consumers today, they expect the right message at the right time in any channel they prefer. Second, messaging itself means more than ever before. It's not just a channel like SMS. It truly requires a multi-channel strategy. And there are new entry points that continue to emerge. You're no longer waiting on support tickets to help customers or even web chatbots. There are proactive entry points across the entire customer journey that really help you build these digital relationships. So let's dive deeper into each of these three areas a bit further. We'll start with the first one. Consumer preferences continue to shift. Consumers are telling the market that they want to use private messaging channels. In fact, 51% rank an async messaging channel in their top 3 communication channels with a business. So it is definitely one of their preferred channels. Ultimately, meeting consumers where they prefer, that builds trust with them. 70% of consumers say the ability to message a business instills a deeper level of trust between them and that brand. And trust is one of the most important pillars when it comes to customer engagement. Businesses that establish trust, they ultimately win in the long term. In fact, consumers spend 25% more with the businesses they trust. So what we are seeing is actual business impact tied to building trusted interactions with consumers over these messaging channels. But why are these channels preferred? Well, it's really several reasons. Think about yourself as a consumer. These consumers find it more convenient and they get the answers they need faster. Some want an ongoing record of the conversation that they can refer back to at any point. It also meets them in an experience that they're used to. Think about your personal lives. You're using these messaging applications. It allows you to engage with brands in the way that you're used to on a day-to-day basis. We're all really busy. We want these interactions to be the ones we're used to. And you can come back to a conversation at any point in a lot of these messaging applications. You can start something, step away for a second, and come back to it. Ultimately, it puts the consumer in control. And businesses that do it right are telling consumers that they're ready to provide the support and service whenever and wherever they need. This is the experience consumers have come to expect. So let's talk about that second trend. Now that we understand the importance of messaging, let's pause for a second. What does messaging actually mean? Well, it really means more than ever today. Messaging really started with SMS when we think about business messaging, and the addressable market, it does continue to grow, whether it's alerts, reminders, notifications, or one-time passcodes. SMS continues to be highly leveraged with the expectation that business messaging hit 2.7 trillion by next year. So that's a massive scale. But messaging isn't just SMS, and we're starting to see that global shift. If we look at OTT channels, think about something like WhatsApp. They'll account for 28% of A2P traffic by 2024 globally. And then operator IP, even the things we're seeing with Google Business Messages and Apple Business Chat, and those type of channels, it's set to account for 12% of A2P traffic by 2024. So you can see here, there is this shift that's occurring. And depending on where you're at regionally, you are seeing this more aggressive shift. In fact, for many of you, SMS might not even be the primary channel. Let's look at this in the context of a specific channel like WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the default means of communication in LATAM, APAC, and a lot of European countries. And it's the second choice in other markets like USA, France, and Australia. If you're scaling to any of these regions or countries and you want to maximize engagement outcomes, you have to consider using WhatsApp. So we're seeing the concept of messaging expand across a multitude of channels. And these channels, they really solve for specific consumer needs. So you see things like SMS, MMS, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Google Business Messages. They solve for specific consumer needs. Some are better suited for business-initiated engagement. Think of something like one-time passcodes or maybe an alert. But as you get more to consumer-initiated interactions, that's a really important term when we think about our strategy, consumer-initiated interactions. We're seeing continued growth in those channels like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and Google Business Messages. That's where they're really set up for success. And that's really important in your strategies now and in the future. Now, when we look at consumer initiated, it's when the consumer engages with the business first. So where does that happen? Well, one of my favorite trends that we're following are the new entry points that continue to emerge. And I think this space is really, really exciting. The reality is consumers have always wanted to engage with businesses. When it was brick and mortar, it started with coming into a specific location or maybe picking up the phone and talking. As businesses became, digitally augmented, like I mentioned earlier, you'd see entry points like this when customers were facing an issue. Maybe they call in and use an IVR system. Maybe there's a support ticket or web chat or even in-app chat, right? These are a lot of the experiences traditionally we become used to in this digitally augmented environment. And these are great entry points, but they're mostly intended to resolve issues. What we're seeing today is the experience is moving from a support center to long-term digital relationships. And this is where we're seeing really exciting entry points emerge. Like in an ads experience, if I'm scrolling through Instagram, in one click, I can begin messaging with a brand via WhatsApp. Or I can be searching Google. I can find the business I'm looking for and click right into a chat messaging experience. Or I can even be looking at Facebook stories, see something that catches my eye, and decide to ask a few questions. In each of these, you can see that the business is giving consumers control while showing them that they're ready to provide service whenever the consumer needs something. And if we think about it in terms of use case, these entry points are offered to consumers before they hit the I need help with an issue stage. That's really what we're seeing. And when consumers do engage, we're seeing rich interactive experiences helping businesses capitalize on these conversations. Features like quick replies. In fact, we've seen 50% increase in engagement for use cases like surveys. There's product catalogs, giving consumers the ability to scroll and message for additional context, and group messaging for multi-party sales or services scenarios. These types of experiences, though, the three I'm showing here, they're just scratching the surface. When we talk about digital augmentation to digital first, it's about setting up the right entry points and capitalizing on the experiences consumers have come to expect. Consumers are telling you they want to move from reaching out only when they have issues through those traditional channels or entry points to building long-term digital relationships with the businesses they trust over the channels and touch points they prefer. Over the next decade, we see that the businesses who will truly differentiate are the ones who provide the best entry points to begin a conversation with a customer and then capitalize on those experiences with the right strategy and workflows. And that is critical. So how do you capitalize on this opportunity? Well, let's take a look at it from the customer journey perspective. Messaging continues to play a key role across the entire customer journey, whether it be conversational or mobile commerce, alerts and notifications, verifications, promotions, or customer care. Something like conversational commerce, it's about digital first product discovery and conversion. Think about some of those entry points I just mentioned. With alerts and notifications, it's personalized alerts with relevant, critical information. Customers also need secure and seamless ways to log in, reset passwords, and more. Ultimately, this leads to decreased fraud and a better customer experience. Remember, trust is critical. And once you have loyal customers, promotions showcasing relevant offers drive engagement. They can push your users to an app-based experience if you have one, or even allow them to have an experience right within that native messaging channel. And finally, customer care, offering seamless self-service and customer care interactions. Now, with most of these touch points in a customer journey as it relates to messaging, you can see that there's a conversational element, and that's really important. When we look at having conversations with customers, not every type of customer care is for customer support, though that is common. Replacing or augmenting existing channels like email, chat, or voice with a channel like WhatsApp messaging that can be deep linked directly from an email or website can really create a delightful experience. To field many of those messages, businesses may turn to bots that rely on simple logic-based routing or intelligent AI-based solutions. And lastly, businesses have turned to messaging in sales interactions to nurture and convert sales prospects in a conversational and secure way. So however you're looking to delight your customers, conversational use cases are a key element. But how does this actually work? Well, let's look at a common workflow for this. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the WhatsApp Business API and how we approach it with our customers at Twilio. The WhatsApp Business API is a powerful channel for all types of conversational experiences. It's something that I love to see our customers using at Twilio. But as you think about your use case and your application, there are a few considerations. We start with entry points. WhatsApp can be a natural call deflection tool, allowing you to nudge phone calls towards a messaging channel via IVR or using deep links in emails, apps, or your website. And as we've seen, there's a lot of new entry points emerging. WhatsApp offers template messages to initiate conversations outside of a 24-hour session, or customers can initiate a conversation on their own with an inbound message. Using keyword-based routing or intelligent assistance, you can really triage inbound messages and allow for efficient self-service where appropriate. And especially with Twilio, it integrates with existing systems. You gotta love APIs. It integrates with existing systems of record or ticketing platforms to better serve customers. How do you get started? Well, really every business is different. But as you think about getting started, there are 3 levels of complexity that I want you all to think about. And I'll share more about each of these in the coming slides: conversational, automated, and intelligent. We like to think of it as crawl, walk, run type strategies. Let's start with conversational. We'll start with a conversational multi-channel support with permissions and archives. This allows employees to communicate over a web or app-based chat application, and consumers to use a channel like WhatsApp on their smartphones. So for the sake of these examples, we'll focus a lot on WhatsApp. With the right partner, it's really seamless. What should it be? It should be multi-channel. There's chat SDKs allowing businesses to centralize conversations for agent employees. It should be secure. Role permissions mean you decide who joins the conversation and when, and should be archivable. Retain conversation history and attachments for compliance and customer experience improvements. Next are automated conversations with basic auto response and chatbot functionality. This allows simple keyword and task-based routing to provide basic self-service or triage before passing customers to agents or employees. It should be always on. Configure automatic responses to incoming customer queries. It should be logic-driven. Build simple chatbots using keyword logic to answer simple questions or route messages. And it should be routable. Connect customers with the right point of contact for regional, specialty, or language support. That's really important. But the most advanced customers are building intelligent conversations with intelligent assistance and skill-based routing. It's bot ready, training intelligent assistants to field common inquiries to improve agent or whoever the point of contact is, sales rep efficiency. It's transferable, enabling seamless handoffs between intelligent assistants and humans. And again, it's routable, connecting customers with the right point of contact for that regional, specialty, or language support. Today, we covered a lot. For more trends and best practices around a channel like WhatsApp, as you saw with some of these flows, use this QR code. You can learn more about why businesses should consider WhatsApp for customer engagement, how to prioritize your channel strategy. We talked about that a lot, right? The multi-channel strategy. How do you prioritize? You learn about best practices for expanding your customer engagement strategy and what to know before you get started. So definitely encourage you to check this out. I'll end with this. We found the divide between business and consumer has really never been greater. Consumers have high expectations. When they get frustrated, brand loyalty is lost. But when they're delighted, brand loyalty grows stronger, leading to higher ROI of each interaction. And the exciting part, it's easier than ever to bridge that divide with technology. That's the opportunity. Differentiate in customer engagement with technology. With that, I can't wait to see what you build. Thank you.
Hi friends, I'm Divya and I work in the product management team at Gupshup. Really excited to tell you about Gupshup and the WhatsApp model to scale up your business today. Let me share my screen. So how do you, as a business, always you must be having the question of how can I scale up my business? Because every consumer today is on WhatsApp. They like to chat on WhatsApp in most countries. And every business wants to communicate with their consumers via WhatsApp so that they can read and respond to their messages. Today, I am going to tell you a little about that and how Gupshup is enabling this. First, let me start by telling you a little about what WhatsApp is offering and then what Gupshup is doing in this space. So Gupshup is one of the global leaders in messaging. We have been doing this for a couple of decades now, sending out messages, helping out businesses with SMS, email, voice, and now WhatsApp, and many more channels. We have around 50,000 million messages floating through our systems annually, and we have all the major brands in a few countries and lots of developers who are using our various platforms that we provide. So what does Gupshup offer, really? So Gupshup offers you a self-serve channel where you can do two things. So either if you have ISV along with you, an independent software vendor that is tied to you, or if you have a CRM solution already, so you can plug it in with our APIs, right? So that is one offering that we provide, which is the Access API, and you can customize it with your own chatbots or with your customer support agents or customer support tool as you like it. The other thing that we provide is for non-developers, which is basically a very simple customer support tool. If you are a really small business, you can start with that probably. So what are the recommended use cases of WhatsApp? If you want to communicate with your end users via WhatsApp, the most common use cases that we have come across is, of course, customer support, and that's what WhatsApp also recommends in their policy. The following being the other common use cases, like sending out notifications when transactions happen. You can do feedbacks and surveys. You can even do e-commerce. WhatsApp is slowly enabling the entire catalog and the WhatsApp Business app experience onto the WhatsApp Business API as well. So you can do that. You can do a lot of engagement via WhatsApp with your customers. And now you can also send out promotional templates, which means you can also send out non-transactional messages out to your consumers post-purchase. These are the most common industry-wise use cases. So if you're in banking, that's the most common vertical out there, most common industry, where you can send transactional notifications on debits and credits. You can do your surveys out there. You can ask people to apply for loans. If you're into retail, you can take orders, send logistic related messages, right? Your delivery is about to happen and stuff like that. And then if you're into travel, you could send out bookings and service reminders. And if you're into the telecom sector, you could do a lot of customer support directly through WhatsApp. So when I say non-transactional templates, now what are they? Non-transactional templates include mainly semi-promotional messages, which you send out to your users when you want to send out a reminder on a particular thing, or you want to ask for feedback, right? Post-purchase, you can send them informational alerts like our branch is closed today or something like that. And these messages are now you can send out across the globe. Earlier it was only allowed by WhatsApp in limited countries, but now it's available globally. You can do a lot of engagement now with all these new features that WhatsApp has provided, including list messages. You can send out all these. So these features are a lot of it is available on the WhatsApp Business app. If you are using it, my assumption is that a lot of us are already using the WhatsApp Business app. So if you are using that, you will get those kinds of features on WhatsApp Business API also. You can send rich media and files, videos, contacts, locations. You can do a lot of interesting things with these engagement features. In terms of commerce, WhatsApp is now slowly moving towards conversational commerce, and so is GripShop. And we are now enabling the catalog feature that WhatsApp has provided to us. And so, just like WhatsApp Business app, where you create a catalog and you share it with your people or your users, you would be able to do this on the API as well at a bigger scale. So now that I've spoken about, what all can you do with WhatsApp Business APIs, let me tell you a little how you can get started with WhatsApp Business API and what do you require as per WhatsApp. First thing is, what you require is, first and foremost, is the verified Facebook Business Manager ID. This is what you need before you can get started and apply for a WhatsApp Business account. And there are alternatives to that, but primarily it all comes down to this one. Second is, you need a phone number which is not on WhatsApp, and so that you can receive an OTP message there and you can get started. You could do that with a mobile number or a landline number or a virtual mobile number, depends where you have it. And then third is, of course, your display name should be there, which matches the Facebook Business Manager page. So WhatsApp will make sure that you are adhering to that policy if you get approved. In terms of compliance, you need to make sure that you have read up and studied your WhatsApp Business Commerce policies in detail. Let me tell you a little about that. What are these policies about? WhatsApp encourages customer support use cases, like I said a few slides ago. What is customer support? It's essentially mainly when your end consumers reach out to you via WhatsApp or your WhatsApp API number to a business saying, hey, I need help with this, or they chat with your chatbot, right? And that's what is encouraged by WhatsApp. Instead of being it the other way around, where a business ends up spamming the users with notifications, unnecessary notifications. This is not what WhatsApp wants. So once you've read up these policies in detail, these are publicly available policies, the commerce policy and the business policy. You must have a read before you get started and make sure that your business or your use case doesn't fall under these categories that are prohibited by WhatsApp. So these are a few industries that should refrain from even thinking of applying for a WhatsApp business account. Now, how do you use the channel? So firstly, you need to know that to send out templates, that is notifications to your users, you must have their opt-in. So make sure that your you as a business, on the checkout page, or maybe while they are filling up a form that you have, you must ask these users to give their consent so that you can send them notifications whenever you want. So that is first thing is opt-in. Second thing is that sometimes it would be your user may not be opted in, but you want to send out a message to them. So how do you send that? That is through a session message. So when a consumer writes to your phone number, saying that, oh, I need support with something, or I need help in buying or something. So then for 24 hours, a session window opens where your agent or you as a business can respond back to the consumer for 24 hours. Now, coming to templates, what are these templates really? The templates need to be, the requirement by WhatsApp is that these templates must be pre-approved by WhatsApp before you send them to your opted-in users. So, with your dynamic values that you may be adding, you need to get these sample templates approved by WhatsApp before you can start sending them out to your customers. And lastly, the display name that you have, that you keep for your WhatsApp business account that shows up in the WhatsApp business profile to the end user must be matching with the Facebook Business Manager page. And if there is a discrepancy, WhatsApp might end up telling you that, oh, your account is not approved. So make sure you get that education before you start applying. Now, what happens on Gupshup? Now, when you go on to Gupshup, you can simply log on to gupshup.io, right? And you get a dashboard of WhatsApp where you can start creating apps. And for every phone number or every WABA, you can create an app. It's a free website. You can just go. You get a free $5 USD worth of free credit in the wallet. You see a My Wallet section there, right? And in your WhatsApp dashboard, you can create an app, and then you can apply whenever you're ready, whenever you've tried the sandbox enough, you're happy, and you now want to go live, you hit the Go Live button, and then your Go Live journey starts. Again, if you are going live, you have an option to either go live with a traditional method, or there is an alternative to it. I'll explain a little more about it as well. Right now, if you go live with the traditional method of Go Live, you need to have a verified Facebook Business Manager ID and a phone number which is not previously used on WhatsApp Business API, and a legitimate use case, of course. So what happens, when you do this? You set up your business details in the Go Live section, right? You enter all your Facebook Business Manager ID and your phone number and display name, and then you submit the request. Gupshup creates a WABA on behalf of you, sets up a Docker. Once you receive approvals from WhatsApp on your phone number and your display name, right? Or if you're a case of migration from another BSP and you want to move to Gupshup, then that approval happens at this stage. You verify the phone number with an OTP received via SMS or via voice, and then you are live. So why Gupshup? So Gupshup is one of the earliest partners with WhatsApp, right? We get all the access to beta features, right? And we are already doing a lot of, we work very closely with them, with the WhatsApp team. Our self-serve portal is basically made for people who can, even a small business or a medium business who cannot afford a high setup cost or a fixed monthly fee. They want to pay as they go, as much as they use only. And that's what, there is no commitment involved. And that is why it is the perfect fit for small and medium enterprises, right? It's because it's easy to set up. It's easy to go live with it whenever you're ready. You can add your chatbots and plug in your support agents there, right? If you have a customer support tool, you can bring it here and plug it in. You can, you can use the Sandbox. So Sandbox Environment is basically where you can do all the testing with, sending template net messages, sending rich media, and replying to session messages, receiving messages, all that you can try in the Sandbox with the free credit that we provide, which is 5 USD. And if you want to try it further, there is no limitation. You can go ahead, recharge small amounts, and try it as much as you want for months to go. Because there is no contract, there is no setup fee, there is no monthly fixed cost that is required. So you pay for how much that you use, that is per message. How many messages you send and how many messages you receive. That's all you pay for. Now, when I said there are alternatives available for going live with GupShup, so one was the traditional flow that you can go live with, and then of course, if you don't have a Facebook Business Manager ID verified, because it takes time, the process takes a little time with WhatsApp or Facebook rather. What you can do is you can choose the go live method and choose to go live with the embed experience. What happens is you click on go live, you are taken into the Facebook interface where you talk or where you actually apply for your WhatsApp business account, right? You create a Facebook Business Manager right there without it being verified. You submit your phone number, you do the OTP, and then come back to GupShup, right? The GupShup interface. When you do that, you get into a sort of limited trial experience that WhatsApp provides, right? So you can send very limited notifications with the real number that you want, that is, and send out customer support or customer initiated conversations or sessions. Also, you can try out for within the 30-day period. Meanwhile, your Facebook Business Manager gets verified. Once it is completely verified by Facebook, and you get a green signal, and then your number is totally live. Now you can use it as much as you want, send as many messages as you want. Migration is now available. So in case you're already working with another BSP or a broker who is giving you WhatsApp Business API numbers, you can choose to come to GupShup at any given time, right? Like I said, just come on to gupshup.io, log in, create your app, hit the go live button, just select from there that you want to migrate from another BSP, right? And instantly you should be able to do that within a few minutes. The setup, that's all it takes to move the setup from there. Only thing is support is required where with respect to your source BSP. They should allow you, they should disable the two-factor authentication as they are in. Then only you will be able to migrate. And it is important, rather it's compulsory for all BSPs to cooperate in this process. So make sure that they cooperate with you. If they do not, please let us know. We can help you escalate and get your WABA migrated to GupShup. We'll help you with that. So of course we have local people, local sales team and customer success people, and local developer support is available in all of these regions. We're adding more regions very soon. If you log onto the website and go to the WhatsApp product, the WhatsApp self-serve offering is entirely available in a lot of languages, including Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, etc., etc. When it comes to data security and compliance, we are GDPR compliant. We are happy to say that. And we are also ISO 27001 certified, which means we are checking all the requirements for compliance. Federated options is also available right now in India, and we're soon coming in Europe as well with federated options. So when you log on to gupshup.io, your wallet is set up with the free $5 credit that I mentioned. Now, how can you recharge once you've consumed these credits? You can add credits to your wallet via eBanks or Stripe. These are the two mechanisms right now. This is what I've mentioned, the $5 free credit that is available in your Gupshup wallet when you log in. So how much does all this cost really? Gupshup charges in a very simple way, which is a per message fee, right? So every message that you send out, be it a template message, be it a session message, you are charged, or even a message that you receive, you are charged a fee of flat 0.001 USD per message, right? And if you happen to send heavier rich media files, there is an extra cost to it on the similar basis. Now coming to template messages. Now template messages, WhatsApp does not charge for it. The session messages, WhatsApp does not charge for it. But for template messages, WhatsApp does charge. Now there is a country-based fee to it. Now suppose I send a template message to a user in Russia. So I would be ending up paying this much amount of fee to WhatsApp. So that is, as a business, you would pay to Gupshup, and Gupshup would pay at actuals that same amount to WhatsApp as a WhatsApp fee. That's the simplicity of our pricing model. Like I would like to repeat, there is no setup cost, there is no fixed fee, right? You can just come in and start, and if you like it, you take it. If you don't, it's fine. Coming to a capping also that we offer. So if you've consumed 750 USD worth of billing, right, messages in your Gupshup for an app, right? You will not be charged more than that. So there is a capping. There is an upper limit of $750 per month on that app, on the Gupshup fee. Okay. Now coming back to some frequently asked questions that I get. So how can you get started? You get started by going to gupshup.io. You try the sandbox with the free credit that we provide as long as you want. Once you're satisfied, the app that you've created, you can, hit the go live button and apply for a WhatsApp business account. Once that is approved, you are good to go. You can create your templates, submit them to WhatsApp via the same Gupshup interface, and there is no separate charge for that, right? And you can recharge your wallet, and the wallet, the amount will get deducted basis per message fee that is mentioned here, which is 0.001 USD per message. And WhatsApp fee for template only is charged at actuals. Now, who do you reach out to? You reach out to, you can reach out to the given email addresses here based on you want to reach out to a salesperson, or you want to reach out to developer support if you need any help. We have regional support available. So guys, I really hope you understood how WhatsApp APIs work and how you can scale your business with WhatsApp Business API taken via Gupshup, and how Gupshup is easy to set up, for your small and medium businesses. We are available, like I said, on dev support at gupshup.io. Do reach out to us, and have a great day.
Hi guys, welcome to Xavier. My name is Pedro and I'm part of the indirect sales team. I've been working at Xavier since the beginning of 2019, almost 3 years, and I'm here with my coworker, Mauricio.
Hey there, so my name is Mauricio and I've been working at Zenvia for almost 3 years and I am a solutions architect and my role today is to help customers and partners to build better solutions with Zenvia's technologies.
Xavier started this business 17 years ago, a business that used to be just one simple thing, such as SMS, but now we are a lot of things in the same place on the same platform. It means that we were a mono-product company, and nowadays we are a multi-product bar service company thanks to the acquisition, of course, in the last years, but also because of the idea about what we would like to be since we were born. Today, we are 900 collaborators with more than 10,000 active customers. Most important thing to say is that Zenvia has many ways to offer to their clients automate, scalable, and manageable communication. Short story, we can notify customers by many different channels like WhatsApp, SMS, RCS, or even by voice message. For example, using intelligence and automation. To make the complete journey, we also have a part of our platform that can be used for a human attendance, and it can keep data and channels in an easy way, talking about analytics and about better control for a manager. It's possible to use one of these solutions or all working together in a whole project. And the best part of this is that we can do it by our own platform or even by another one, because we have the possibility to use APIs to link our products and service to other systems like CRMs or ERPs, etc. Today, we decide to talk specifically about WhatsApp API, a version of the app that we know very well and use every day, but in this case for small, medium, and big companies. Some important information about numbers. WhatsApp is present on the smartphone of 97% of Brazilians and is accessed every day by 70% of them. WhatsApp API is the official way for companies to go to the market using the app. There are a lot of advantages and differentials about the API version, credibility, security, just one number for multiple cases, automation for chat, and verified account, and another stuff. WhatsApp API is the official way for companies to go to the market using the app, but different from the personal and the business. API version allows us to use documentation to integrate, send mass notification, create robots, bar automation, to talk with customers, and as we said before, organize the human attendance by department using good tools to create a professional and organized attendance area. All that kind of action can be built and used in one specific number, the official one that the client decides to register on the API. Regardless of the journey of your client in your business, WhatsApp can be a useful channel to notify, talk, convert new customers, and solve their problems. More than that, WhatsApp represents a convenient and safe way to make customers accept talking to you because it's personal and it promotes a good experience. Now, we will talk to you about a Xavier client case, results, and some numbers. And then Mauricio will show you a simple demonstration of the two.
So the case is how Zenvia technology helped increase a tire store sales by 4,000%. Increasing monthly sales in a tire store by 4,000% in 2 years is far from an easy task. Considering the fact that this is a relatively long life cycle product, these numbers are even more impressive. How sales management used to be. Until February 2018, 80% of the tire store's earnings were through marketplaces. Despite the good numbers, the channel had, as a consequence, an indirect relationship and hindered communication between supplier and consumer. Once the possibility of increasing the margin was identified, ways to increase sales with more direct channels and those capable of providing a better experience for the customer were sought. So the idea was to increase traffic on the company's pages, get closer to the public, and increase the numbers of leads, all with optimized investments that would bring good returns. So with the help of an agency, the store implemented an account to use official number of WhatsApp provided by Xavier, enabling notifications and customer services in the e-commerce. In addition, Xavier Chat was used for conversational management. In this sense, through WhatsApp, it has become possible to answer consumers' questions, send information about order status and tracking, and consolidate an important relationship opportunity. The actions generated not only an optimization of processes, but also more traffic to the company's website. These were just the first signs of success. Not to mention the possibility that the store now has to offer even more attractive prices to customers by reducing costs. To do this, it used its own sales channels, encouraging repurchases. So the results achieved were more than being present on the internet. It is necessary to increase the numbers of channels to enable direct communications with the customer and support the sales strategy. The implementation of WhatsApp and Xavier Chat brought great results for the e-commerce. Proof of this is the 4,000% in the increase in the tires suppliers' monthly sales between February 2018 and March 2020. In the pandemic period, moreover, the return reached more than 250 reais for every real invested. With this, summing up, the revenue for the months of March, April, and May 2020, and 164% increase over the previous year. The conversion rate was 360% higher, and 160% more transactions were made. In addition to the 22% increase in the average e-commerce ticket. In addition, the company went from a base of 750 to more than 44,000 leads. And the online store skyrocketed as the brand flagship, gathering 70% of the revenue. So considerations of perspective for the future is the gains with the new strategy were so relevant that the scope of the project grows more and more. In addition, the customer implemented a chatbot on his website to make the processes even less operational and more scalable. They also began conducting post-sale satisfaction researches, investing in optimizing the user experience. Having a good conversational marketing and customer service strategy is a way not to only optimize internal processes, but to mainly guarantee user satisfaction. So now we are going to show you a demo. So I will share my screen. So this is our platform. Up here, we can access many Xavier solutions. So what I'm picking is Xavier message because I want to send an active message, okay? So simply choose the channel right here. Simply choose the channel here, up here, WhatsApp. Then I will select the official number that we have approved with WhatsApp and hire with Xavier. Down here, we will select the message template previously approved by WhatsApp. So unfortunately, our messages are in Portuguese, but you don't need to focus on the theme of the message. Let me pick one, this one. So next, here, I will select the numbers that will receive this message. I can put some numbers here. So I'm putting my number here and I confirm. If I have a greater base to receive, I can import a CSV here, a CSV file. Okay, and then I click on next. Here, I can schedule to dispatch it on future time, or I can send it right now. So I'm sending it right now. I can name this dispatch so I can identify it easier on the reports. Okay, so I'm going to put it as a test. Okay, and here it goes. So I've already received here. As you can see, I talking with a robot, and I'm gonna answer it with a hello. So here the bot returns me a message, and we are using some resources as the buttons, which are an option in WhatsApp. So when I click on the button, the message is sent to the bot, and it receives and processes and returns with the next layer of automation. So this is what would be frequently asked questions, but it's just an example. And anyway, it will lead me to a human because we always recommend to offer this option. It improves the journey of the customer and helps to solve the problems faster. So I'm gonna answer it to choose the department. So I need to talk. Let me say I have to talk with sales. Okay, so one moment, please. So he is trying to find a human available to talk to this customer. And this is the platform where it happens. As you can see, my name is here on the queue, so I can accept this interaction. I have access to all the history of the talk, so I don't need to ask anything again. So I don't need to ask for his name or his phone number. The bot always deliver me this information. As you can see right here, the information of this customer or this lead. We have also a timeline of every interaction we have with this specific client or customer, and we can check what was talked. Okay, we can use some resources that we are used to at the WhatsApp channel as emojis. We can send it here. We can put tags on this conversation so I can classify it and filter this on a report later. I can use quick messages that I have previously registered so I can respond to the common questions of the customer without needing to write all the answer again. I already have it. So I can use the voice recorder to send an audio, and also I can receive audios here, and I can keep the communication here. And I'm gonna receive on the WhatsApp. Also, we have a admin platform here, so we can have access to a dashboard of real-time information, and we can see how many agents we have online and available to receive interactions. We have here how many customers we have talking with us right now, how many on the queue waiting for someone to talk to them, and expired are those interactions that expired the time limit to talk with the customer. WhatsApp has time limits, as we have sessions, we call sessions, which are 24 hours long. And if this period expires, you cannot talk to the lead anymore. So you have to start another interaction with it. So in here we have the dashboard for the last 24 hours, how many interactions I have completed, and the tags used as I showed before. We have reports here, so we can see how many interactions day by day, agent by agent, which department is getting more interactions than another. We can choose the time limit here. So we can have detailed reports to manage the operation, right? And we can, of course, have those interactions one by one. So I can see what was interacted between the bot or the agent and the customer. Of course, we have a lot more resources here that we can show you, but this is just the briefing of the platform. This is just to show how easy it is to start using automations and using Xavier's technology and improve your relationship with your customers. If you need to dive in a little more, you can search for us. We'll be happy to help. You can follow us on the social media. Thanks for having us, and see you soon.
Thank you, guys.